My name's Alan Robinson. I'm a specialist traffic engineer and transport planner for the South African National Road Agency, working out of the northern region. I came to the PIARC conference in Prague to deliver a paper, post a paper on day one competencies on teaching a diversifying staff the first principle skills necessary in the engineering field. What we've found in the conference, talking to various people, is the problems we have with the disappearance of engineers and experienced people is not only a South African problem, and it's also impacting the rest of the world, including first world countries, which may not have the problem now, but they seem to be heading in that direction. Why this is happening, we're not so sure at this stage, but the idea was to offer advice on how to improve the way people think as opposed to how people do. Generally, as the conference, it's an opportunity to talk to people all over the world who have similar issues, and not just on the issue that I came with, but on any issue, including funding for projects. As I work with the toll portfolio, looking at the finances on a 6-monthly basis. Particularly interesting is that there are a lot of conditions that are imposed on countries to take out loans. And one of the main gaps that I've noticed is the innovation required to repay those loans is missing from a lot of most of the presentations, which I find quite interesting. It has been a great opportunity to meet up with people from around the world that I have met in other occasions, other conferences throughout my career, and we can still talk on similar topics and how things have evolved and how things have changed over time. The world is changing. There are, let's call it the older skills, who have a little bit of inertia to change, because we still can't see why the way we used to do it still doesn't work anymore. But we're getting there. It's something we have to learn, and we all have to go through this process together in coming up with new technologies, how to optimize the use of new technologies, and the ability to think sideways, think out of the box, not even think there is a box, starts to add flavor to a lot of the topics. One of the topics that we had this morning was on mobility as a service. For example, the Ubers, and it's how people can move around using technology without your own car, hiring cars, getting lifts, using buses. And I asked the question this morning, people move during peak hours, which needs a lot of cars and what do we do after peak hours with an Uber? And I asked the question, isn't there an app that they can use so they can start moving small boxes of freight? Keep them busy during the day as well as during the peak hours. And that is just another flavor on a topic that was being discussed and not mentioned. So that is now something people will start thinking about on how to, let's call it, sweat the asset, which is your car or your vehicle.